so we're live, thank God. I just want to do a few checks to see if everything's working, but I've just literally finished watching the Portugal game and it was absolutely amazing. Portugal went 1-0 up with Ronaldo scoring, and then they ended up scoring 2 own goals, and for me the game was killed off then and they got beat 4-2. I'm just quickly doing the check, see if everything's working spot on, and I'll send the links out and let's get on with it. Alright, seems to be working alright. Let's start then. Right. Quickly minus that down. Wait till a few more people get in. Actually, I'll quickly put the link onto Twitter because that's where we need to get it on, because it's not on. But like I was saying, Sunderland haven't signed anybody yet. We've re-signed. Well, we'll give Patterson a new contract, and he's been promoted to the first team. That's about it. But we'll get on with that in a second. Let's quickly send the link on to whoever decides, like. Right, it's done, thank God. Right. Quickly down back on here, restart that. There we're going. Right, everyone. Sonny. Yeah, we're sorted. If you're watching this, can you please share it just to let people know, or retweet me links on Twitter? It'd be much appreciated. I'll start off with Sunderland have been signed, but being linked in any way with this player here. It's Wigan Athletic. His contract runs out, and Sunderland, Charlton, and Blackpool are trying to get him. It's Viv Solomon Otterbar. He's played 30. He's had 31 appearances with Wigan. He scored only 2 goals and he's had 4 assists. But he looks a good player. He's very solid, big, pacey, physical. Could be a good signing. But with Blackpool sniffing about, it's going to be hard for us to, nail him down. If Blackpool come knocking from the Championship, what you want to do? You're going to go to them. And that sounds mad, really, because we're a massive club ourselves, but live in the Championship. So there you go. What can you do? Like I say, that's who we signed. Pointing out like that. That's who we're linked with, and anyway, him there. So that's him out the way. Next one for me, is, I'll quickly get that off. Sunderland are looking to get rid of this player. AFC Wimbledon offered him a contract and he refused it, wanting more money, basically, higher wages, and that's this fella here, George Dobson. For me, when he played for Sunderland, he was like a ball of energy. He would run all over the pitch, but there was no end product. He did get 1 goal for us and he took it canny well, but he was running about like headless chicken most of the times for me. And no, I think it's best, and Sunderland dig as well, because they're looking to release him, and I think it's best to just get him off our books basically, and he'll be gone soon. So I'll just quickly move that one of that. Quickly gone into the what you call these, the live. Don't want Dobson at the club, says Series. Adam Young is in the chat as well. He says good evening. Alright mate. And Forrest FCFC, alright mate, I just followed you on Twitter. Nice to see you joining in the stream. If you can, just jump back on Twitter and reshare this, retweet this stream, please, if you didn't mind. It's just, do you know what, with Sunderland, it's very quiet at the club. Nothing's happening. There's no incomes, there's very little outgoings, i.e. Greg can be gone, but there's not really happening, so it's not the best, like for content wise. It's on Sunderland. Then you've got the Euros. Most people are digging the Euros, and I just think, no one gives a shite about watching it when it's all on the telly, so no one's really watching the stream. So I chose to, I was going to dig it originally, but then I just chose, fuck it, you know what I mean, I'm not digging it because nobody's going to watch it anyway, and I just chose not to. Because it's on normal telly, you know what I mean? If it's on Sky, or if you have to pay for the link, like if you have to pay for the what you call it of Sunderland FC, if you have to do that, then people is going to watch more streams. They are going to watch more streams, sorry. So for me, I just thought best off doing this. I'll also be bringing me lineup for, I'm saying lineup, it's me lineup as it stands, what I would like to see as it stands against Benoe, where I found out we're not allowed to go now, for fuck's sake. I've just had my second injection as well. Fuck, I was looking forward to gone. Back on the chat, Ben Allison SCFC says, good evening. Alright, mate. Any news about the Manchester goalkeeper yet? No. Do you know what? I was very surprised. I'll quickly bring him up for you so you can see. Oh, that's a bit too far. Yeah, this player was supposed to be more or less signing. He was meant to be within the next couple of hours, right, 24, 48 hours was going to be signing, and this was a couple of days ago, so no, there hasn't been any news on it. But apparently he's meant to be good with his hands and his feet, and he's going to go into the under 23s. And Patterson, see if I've got a picture of him. That's I haven't. I should have put one in, but I haven't got a picture of him anyway. Patterson is going to be in the first team, so Acacia Cameron Jones just dropped in the chat. Alright, nice for you to drop in. Neil Thomas says, evening Gilesy. Darlish monsoon season here. Well, is that mate? Is it Australia we're in? Because I've got a lot of people from Australia watches it. I'm not 100% sure. But is the audio alright? Hopefully the audio is alright and everything. And we can get on with this. What am I going to talk about next? Obviously we'll link with him. Kimby Otter as well. That's all I'd like to see. I'll just quickly go back on this. Refresh it. Sorry about this 2 seconds, everyone. There you go. Right, so the audio's spot on. Let's get this boy up. Who I would love to see in some sort of pre-season games. I might stream the pre-season games if you can, like. Where is he? There he is there. There, can't see it, that's it's this fella here. He scored 1 goal. He only had 8 appearances and he did score 1 goal for us, and that was a 1-1 draw against Coventry. But he's very direct. He's 6 foot tall and he's a big, solid, strong lad. A bit like that Viv who I was talking about earlier, who we're linked with, Viv Solomon Ottoman. So for me, I would love to see him in a pre-season game, a good 90 minutes as well, and see what he's about, because he was one for the I wouldn't say for the future. He was one of our good prospects, and I had high hopes for him. Really, he was very pacey as well, which we haven't got in the team. We haven't got it at all. But anyway, I'll get you my lineup. I'll quickly jump in the chat anyway, just in case a few people jump back on. Kane Baronet says, "What's your thought?" Burnett, sorry, says, "What's your thoughts on Kimby Otter?" I like him. I seen him at what you call the beating of light before the games. I've seen him there. I got a picture took with me son, and he was getting nice. I know I'm just talking like as a person rather than about his football and technique and shit like that. But no, I like him. I think we should start about thinking about getting him in the first team. As like I was saying, he's very direct and he's got a lot of pace. So for me, he would be good going forward. He'll probably play on the wing. He's got that much pace for me. But I would like to see him in the middle, maybe as an attacking midfielder, rather than like as a centre mid or further back. Like Sunderland like today, just play a lot of defensive midfielders. But yeah, I'll just quickly get my lineup up. The lineup is for Benoe game, like I was talking about. Where is it going? Oh, where's it going? What's it doing? I'll just quickly get the lineup if I can find it. Oh, there's that. Takes a while for it to get up from the top. But that's... I'll get rid of Kimby Otter because he's still behind. Why is Kimby Otter still there? Oh, that's why. My God, today. You can tell I'm new to this. Right, this should be right. There. That's the lineup I've gone for. Where is it? There. That's the lineup. I would love to see Patterson. I've been told on Twitter, which I was jumping the gun with, but I thought he would be fit by now, is Elamaji. I thought he would be fit, Remember, he was like hyped up. We were hyping him up. He was meant to be really good. He was meant to be too good for League One, basically. And he says people were saying at the time that he's going to boss this league, and he got a really bad injury where he was out for the season. And I'm sure I'm sure he was meant to be fit by now. You know, if not the York game on the 21st, I think it is. But that's the team I've gone for. The reason I've got Gooch in there is simply because we have no right back at the club. Max Power, who was playing right back, and I know it's a bit mad to say, but I didn't think I didn't think 09's going to stop at the club. And to be honest, he's not a right back. McLaughlin didn't get offered a contract, which I probably would have kept him in the team, considering we haven't got a right back. Gooch is the only one who's really played there. I know it's like right wing back, but for me that's what I would go for. Unless we can get a right back in time for the Spennymoor game, which, looking at Sunderland, we're not making any signings whatsoever. I didn't know. He's been seeing limited budget, so do you know, is he just gonna, is he seeing that for a ploy so other clubs didn't have their eyes out with fees for clubs? I know he said, him and Speakman have said that they're not going to be held at ransom anymore. They're not going to go down the route of spend. But Portsmouth, I don't know if it's the owner or the manager, have kept saying that Sunderland, Ipswich, he's got one, like he's given warning out for them if they're going to spend big. I didn't know. I'll quickly see if I can get it up for you. Right, the fixtures, I've just seen somebody in the chat there saying the fixtures are coming out soon. That'll be good to see. Right, give us a second everyone. I'll quickly see if I can get them up in anywhere. The news what I was talking about, like about us spending big from other club owners and other managers. Pardon me. See if I can get it up. No. Sources claim Celtic claim that probably is about Charlie, right? Boss of Portsmouth rivals Lincoln make transfer admission as Ipswich, Wigan and Charlton, Sunderland. That's about Sunderland. That's all. I'll have a quickly look on, tell you what it's about. Let's say I've got this thing on the phone, this website, but just brings you all the news up from reliable sources. It's not like, you know, this lad on Twitter said, or it's like proper reliable sources. So I just got on there and check all the news constantly because it's coming through constantly. Give us a quick look at this. But it's a reliable source. I'm not saying it's reliable source. It's a reliable website. Sorry, I haven't got any sources. Fucking hell, I wish I did. Charlton posed to step up pursuit of ex-Portsmouth favourite after Ben Amos is linked with Ipswich. Sunderland battled Charlton for the League One player. Well, that was the Nigerian. What was it? The Nigerians, all Nigerian soccer. That's like a credible source for anybody to go and look up. We're talking about that Viv Solomon who we're linked with, and he does look a big player. I would be over the moon if I could sign him. But that's me line up. Obviously we're not. I didn't want to save it, but we're all not Charlie White's pissing off to either Celtic or. There's even rumours that he wanted to go to Ipswich were after him. Do you know what? It's still up in the air really with Charlie White. We haven't he hasn't said it's the court offer from Sunderland. Sorry, is still on the table. We're backwards and forwards with him, and other clubs are as well. But I can't see him stopping. I've still got a funny feeling he's going to get into Middlesbrough. I really do. I know Celtic probably is looking the favourites, but I think he's still held out for an offer off Middlesbrough and gone to them. But Ross Stewart, like on my line-up, I think if he started the season in a Sunderland shirt, he would have been on at least 35 to 40 goals. He would have scored much more than Charlie White. His movement is a million times better than White's. White's just, it's basic. Pardon me. White's just standing there waiting for McGeady to put it on his head most of the time. And like I was saying, Ross's movements, it's outstanding, man. He's much taller than Charlie White as well, so he's going to win more headers, theoretically. But nonetheless, he's going to win more headers. In my opinion, Ross Stewart's our number one striker, moving going into the next season. And I hope he does Oh, both crashed, I think. Double crash there. Right, I'll just quickly go back onto the chat because we've caught back up. There's a little interference there. Me and me ADHD. For me, Lee Johnson is not good enough. Well, mate, this is simply, this is his season to prove himself, to prove all the doubters, like the Sunderland supporters who do doubt him. And near the end of the season, I questioned them. I was sticking up for him all the time, saying, listen, this is not his team, man. Just give him a chance. And I was sticking up for him all the time. And then some of his decision making, substitutes and picking certain players in games, chopping and changing when we won a 12 game unbeaten run. Why the fuck was he changing it? Why was he changing it up? Do you know what I mean? Questions like that. And the one for me, it just putting Flanagan in the first playoff game against Lincoln. Wow, that cost us there. And then in the second game at the Stadium of Light, he brings on, I've crashed again, I think. Keep crashing, aren't we? I will crash on our alright. Alright, gives a quick look. I'll flick this up, see what's happening. YouTube is not receiving enough video information to smooth. Fuck off. Right, I've quickly gone back on that. I don't know what the crack is there. Alright? Alright. Alright, for me, I still here, so I'm just crashing a little bit. For me, I'll just keep talking. For me, Lee Johnson, like I was saying, he cost us going up, really, in my opinion, the second. Do you know what? The first game, playing Flanagan, should never have brought Flanagan in. And then the second game, bringing Flanagan on, when we're chasing the game, on the 92nd minute, I think it was, or the 90 minutes, when we had Jordan Jones on the bench, a very direct, skillful winger with pace. That's where I can see where he lost a few Sunderland supporters, like Sunderland fans, their support. I do understand where that is coming from, basically. But for me, this is his season. This is where he brings his players in who he wants. This is where he gets backing from the board. Well, I'm assuming they're going to back him. We've got, but he's a one for everybody who's watching. You tell me, Reid, we've just got a billionaire owner, and now apparently we can't spend. They're not spending money. Why? Why is that? Even Stuart Donald spent 4 million on a donkey. You know what I mean? That one. But I just hope they do spend money. I hope it's not. I hope this is just not like another one of them. Moving owners about. So the fans didn't get on Stuart Donald's kid. It's not like that. I know it's not, but I'm just worried a little bit when they were saying we're not going down that route of spending money anymore. I know it rubbed us up the wrong way, especially when he come out with that interview saying this is a joint ownership, and I just thought, oh, please don't say that, because I just automatically just seen Stuart Donald's smarmy face in my head, and I just thought that with KLD coming in, that we were never going to really hear much of them, and they were just in the background, basically, where with him saying that, it just got us a bit worried, that's all. I'll just quickly jump back on the chat, see what people's cracking on about. Forrester says he agrees with the team selection, especially the top left. I think he's apparently McGee. He's close to signing a new contract. Ben Allison, we were going for Jordan Jones. Are we going for? I've never heard that yet. I've never even heard anything from that website. What I've been telling you about to anybody on Twitter, social media, any social medias, all the club itself. I've never even heard anything, any interest in him whatsoever. Acacia Cameron Jude says, I think Cyril is in France on holiday as he went to the match. I've seen that on his Instagram. But that's the lineup I'd gone for. The reason we need to see Elliot Embleton in the starting 11 as well for me. I didn't even have to mention what he done for Blackpool, as everybody knows the score. He played absolutely amazing for them. they want him. I've seen rumours that the manager is going to try and gone after him in any way. So for me, I didn't think Lee Johnson wants to do that. He says that he's going to be a big part of us next season, which I'm happy about. And hopefully we do get to see him in pre-season, see if he can gel with this team like he did with Blackpool's team. But for me, I don't know, it's weird with Sunderland. Players I've noticed over the years, they do now for Sunderland, that have all this hype about them, they do now for us. They go into a different loan, or we sell them and get rid of them, and then they just play a mint, and it does me eating when it happens. But hopefully we can sort something out. If I can minus that down because it's crashed again, for fuck's sake. No data. I don't know why it's saying that. No fucking data. What was that? Are we sorted now? Back on? No. Can you see yours still? Because this fucking thing is just crashing there. Right, apparently, obviously we all know Luke O'Nine's knocked back his first initial contract offer, but I've got a funny feeling with Preston North End was sniffing around him. I think he's just gone held up for a different club and nash off. I'm not really. Do you know what? It's Luke O'Nine's versatility it's cost him a spot in the midfield where we all wanted to see him play, and with his versatility, obviously he's been playing right back, left back, and centre half. It's cost him a place in the midfield. It's not just Lee Johnson who haven't bothered playing him in midfield. It's Jack Ross, Phil Parkinson. He's never been able to nail down a spot in the midfield, and that worries us a little bit. But you've got to have versatile players at your club as well. You need that player who can come on and dig a job for you in a numerous amount of positions. So for me, I would love to keep him at the club, no question about it. But yeah, I've got like a few players who, while I'm talking about them, say I've got him on. Ah, yeah, he's there. Of course, he's there, man. Like we've got a few people like on social media. You all get them. Line up like that. You all get the few players. Yeah, the few people on social media who, you know, are giving O'Nien a load of stick, and you know, I think that's just simply because of how the team performed in the last, what was it, 10 games, maybe 7 or 8 games near the end of the season, and I think the full team were just up for criticism, a lot of them. So it's just one of them with O'Nien, versatile. You've got to keep the versatility of him. If we're struggling and we're left bare like we were in our defence last season, for me he's got to come in. We've got to keep him, sorry. You kind of get rid of your versatile players like Luke O'Nien, man. You know what I mean? It'd be silly just for his versatility alone. And he played really well at centre half. He can do your job at right back, and we haven't really seen him in the midfield, but we know that's where he plays because that's his position. You know what I mean? But for me, like, we've got to keep him. No question about it. I'll quickly go now and see who I've got else up. This twat. I want to talk about this twat, and you probably know what I'm on about. Where's he gone? He's trying to hide. I'll quickly put him up on the screen before I start talking about him, so he's not. You know what I'm on about, really. 09 there. And there he's there. Way, look at that! I'll unlock that. Woo! Get him down. There he's there. It's this fella. This one here. Will Grigg. The one who done an interview and basically said he wishes he never left Wigan. He wishes he never left. He said he was in his pyjamas when he got the call to get up to Sunderland, and he just, as soon as he arrived at Sunderland, we all know he didn't want to be here. We all know he didn't want to be here. Macken Talks is alright mate. Like I was saying, we all know this fella didn't want to be here. He never did. From the second he put on that shirt outside the training now and they tackle the pitches with a scarf, He didn't want to be here. You could tell. I met him outside of Bolton Wanderers when I went away that game, and he just didn't even want to stop for a picture with the band. He did. I'll give him his credit. He did stop, but he just wanted every up and get away. I know that's really because I think he lives not far from where we were, and he wanted every up and get back home and all that carry on. But nah, for me, I cannot wait to see the back of him. He's missing tap-ins, little sitters, man. He was missing sitters. So for me, I can't wait to get him off the screen and out the club. See you later, mate. Right, I'll quickly get on about this boy who I've literally heard nothing about. Anybody in the comment section below, let us know. This man here, I'll put him in that side. I'll put him on that side. Has anybody heard any rumours regarding where is he? Sanderson. I have since like the speculation about Wolves were wanting to get rid of him. You had Sheffield United. You had a numerous amount of clubs in the Championship were sniffing after him, and I've never heard note. I haven't heard note recent of what's happened since Wolves have said they want rid of him, like they're going to sell him. Anybody in the comments now? Anthony Price just dropped in and he said Wyke scored 4 goals in 2 seasons, then 31 2 seasons, and I'll get onto that because that's very good. As my voice breaks, one of my balls have dropped even further down. That's with age. Right. I'll quickly talk about Sanderson and I'll get back onto Wyke because Anthony Price just come up with a really good point now, but I forgot to mention. But for me, if we can and we can beat off League One opposition and the Championship opposition, I think we should sign Sanderson, as we all know how good he was for us. He scored 1 goal. He was very vital when Jordan Willis and Bailey Wright got injured, and he went on to get us out to get us going on that 12-game unbeaten run. You know what I mean? Then he got injured. And since he got injured, we went to fuck. You know what I mean? We couldn't win a game for ages. I think it was Plymouth. Was it Plymouth? Plymouth, the 3-1 win. And imagine if we could have kept him fit. You know, it would have been. I think it would have been a different outcome. With the Lincoln game, and I think we probably could have beat Blackpool if we got to Wembley, because the 2 games where Blackpool did beat us, I know it's the points at the end of the day, but in them 2 games we were the better team. But then again, I would just hope Lee Johnson and Dreyfus can go and get him and beat. If we can sign him, that's putting a statement out to the rest of these teams in this league, and paying 2 million for him, which I think he's worth it. But anyway, I'll get back onto this fella here. How he's liking the new studio and the thing I can do this now. I can pop everything up. It's a bit more professional. I'm going to try and be more professional when it comes to the live streams on Friday. I'll try and get on a Friday. This fella here. Anthony Pryor. He come up with a good point. He said that he scored 4 goals in 2. I think it was 9, mate. I think he scored 9 goals in 2 seasons, and then he done nothing for us. Everybody was on his back. Everybody was criticising Charlie Wyke. And then he has one good season and scores 30 plus goals, which is, listen, it doesn't matter which way you look at it. Who put the ball on his head or not? 31 goals is not to be sniffed at. If we can have him and say Ross Stewart as a 2 up top, imagine the amount of goals we'll get if they play that 4-4-2 or something, say all season long. But you know what's pissed us off about Charlie Wyke? If he doesn't stop with Sunderland, how we've showed loyalty with him when he was shit. We showed loyalty, and then for him to just have 1 good season basically and then fuck off. You know what I mean? That's pissed me off. Where's the loyalty he showed us when where is he? Up there. Where's the loyalty he showed us when he's just going to piss off? After 1 good season, he's not going to show loyalty to us after we did when he was shit over the 2 full seasons. That's a bit of a kick in the teeth for me, so I'm not bothered. If he wants to go on, then fuck him. See you later. Get shot. I don't care. I couldn't give a shite if he stops or not. No, I'm pissed off a little bit when I looked at it from that point of view. Where was the loyalty? What we've showed him. Chosen 500's just dropped in. He says, "Class studio, cheers mate, much appreciated." I'm trying to get everything sorted. It does crash now and again. Obviously, I can sort the little gremlins out. What's crashing the live stream? It's really warm in this room. But if you could do us a massive favour, hit the thumbs up. Whoever's watching, what we're on now, I'll have a quick look. 16 likes. Can you just quickly smash the likes? See how many it guns up there. But that's what I think about Charlie Whiting anyway. His goals are not to be sniffed at. He's got 31. If we can get a few of the good creative midfielders, Hawks. Did I put Hawks in? These things are tiny. I didn't do that. What a tit. I thought I put Hawks in, but I didn't. But anyway, I'll talk about Hawks. While Nari scored 16 goals for the under 23s, and he looks a good player, and he's ready to step up, in my opinion, into League One. So it'd be crazy not to bring him into the starting 11. You know what? Lee Johnson's got to look at the youth, and I will be furious if him. You know what? As a Sunderland supporter, if he doesn't start playing the youth in the pre-season, like the likes of Oliver Younger. I didn't put him in my lineup. I'll quickly get my lineup back up just so we can talk. So there's something there rather than just me. Pardon me. Whoa, what's that there? Yeah. There you go. Like I was saying, you've got the likes of Dan Neil, who he can look at in the midfield. He didn't get much. He didn't get out really. He didn't get the lickings of a dog last season. Let's be honest. He did get part time in the Papa John's Trophy, but it was out. The same with Oliver Younger. Oliver Younger, I know he can play right back, but I prefer him to be playing centre back. He's big, physical, and he would be good looking, like to look at in pre-season for me. For Oliver Younger, that's what I'm talking about. Dan Neil, like I said before. Jack Diamond, I've been seeing on his Instagram he's been training with Dan Neil, and they've been doing a lot of explosive training, so they obviously want to get the strength up. And Jack Diamond looks a big solid, a big lad. And anyway, looking on his Instagram, and obviously he's got the pace. He's trying to do a little bit of skill in that, but I still think we've got to have a look at the likes of Diamond if we're not going to side Jordan Jones. We've got to look at it. Diamond was our youth. He was a youth player, and he didn't get much near the end of the season. Obviously, he was playing Jordan Jones, wasn't he, most of the time. And then Gooch, where does Gooch fit into the team? You've got to look at that. We haven't got to recognise right back at the team in the squad yet. So there you go. Oh God, it's red hot in this room. I swear to God, it's sweating. Don't drop that light a bit. See what it's like. That's a bit better than it. Wow, I'm going dizzy a bit. I had my second COVID jab yesterday, and I swear to God, I was up all night, gone hot, cold, dizzy, shaky, and all that carry on. Might have to go and get 2 paracetamol in a minute. Back on the chat, Mark says MacMine17. What they're talking about? They might be talking about something else with that. Michael, I think it's Michael on Allen says, is there any links to players? Do you know what? There's a few people watching now, but I'll quickly read the chat out, then I'll go back on to what I was talking about previous, because there weren't that many people on the chat at the beginning. 20 likes now. Cheers everybody who's hit the thumbs up, much appreciated. SCFC Jack says, how's your day been, Gilesy? Who should you think we should sign? I hope we out this league by the May. I hope we've got it done and dusted by about February or something. I hope we win and draw most of our games. Win them all. I've gone a bit dizzy off that. I think that off that injection. I quickly gone back and get that player up who we were linked with, as someone's asked, and there weren't that many people on. But I'm glad you're liking me. Oh, little one and little glitch. Yeah, it's him. It's Viv Solomon Otterbo. He's a Wigan player. If you've just joined the chat, the stream, sorry, he's a Wigan player. He's got 31 appearances for Wigan. He was previously at Birmingham. He's been there for a while at the youth team as well, and his contract's about to run out in a month with Wigan, and so there's a few clubs interested. He got 2 goals and 4 assists. Well, if you look at him and look at him on YouTube, he's a big, tall, fast, powerful. I think he plays as a winger, so it would be an RE player to look at. Listen, he must have some sort of talent. If you've got Charlton looking at him, Blackpool's looking at him, and Blackpool's in the Championship, so if they come in with an offer, I can only see him. Oh, crashing again. I can only see him gone to them, basically. Right. See, I'm going to have to sort this out why it's keep crashing like, but I haven't got a clue how to do it. I'll just jump back on the chat. Leon. Oh, right. Mutier on. Grant has just dropped in and he says, hi. Alright, Grant, mate. Hey, there's 30 people watching. That's mint that, like, considering that there's 32 watching, considering there's no Sunderland games, it's just the Euros. I was going to do the Euros, you know what, but no one watches. Like, I done a video regarding the Euros and it didn't get any views, so I just thought, you know what, fuck it. No one's. You know why that is? It's because simply the games are on the telly. If the games are on the telly, well, why are you going to watch me talking shit on here? You're going to go and watch the game and make your own mind up with it, you know what I mean? We're bigging on BBC and ITV. Ah, my arm. Oh, with that. Quickly going back on here. Yeah, but what likes is that on? 27, get on, that's class, so that's dropped off, 23. We did have it up to 32, but it dropped off to 23. I think it's because it's keep crashing. I'll click that off. Aye, that's over link there. And anyway, everybody, Viv Otterbo, Solomon Otterbo. Quickly going back down. Oh, the boy, I haven't spoke about this man yet. I'll quickly go and pop him up on the screen. It's this fella. Oh, where? Why is the line up there? Right, 2 minutes, I'll get rid of him. I hate when it does that. Yeah. Yeah, this fella. This man is going to be very vital for us next season. If we can keep him injury free, because he is prone to injuries, as when we bought the lad, he was injured. He's 6'5". His work off the ball is a million times better than Charlie White's, like I was saying previous. He can play on the wing. His movement, he's got more pace. I remember his goal against Plymouth. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it after this stream on YouTube. The way he comes across the ball, I never thought in a million years he was going to score, and he pulls the shot across the keeper and it goes in the bottom left hand corner. I thought he was going to go near post, he went far post and he took his chance. Class. Obviously if he plays as a striker, a centre forward rather than like on the wing, we will see a lot of goals coming from Ross Stewart, and I think we should build our team around this man. I think he'll get more goals than Charlie White if he's our number 1 striker. If Charlie White doesn't piss off the Celtic where I think he's going to. So for me, this man will be our number 1 striker for me in any way. How do you think he'd do? Comment below, let us know. Would you have him as your number 1? But imagine if we've got him as our number 1, right? And then see Hawks behind him, Elliot Embleton. Then you've got Winchester as a holding defensive midfielder. You know what? If youth experience with McGeady, I think we should dig alright. A couple of more signings in the team, and it's going to be exciting season. Fingers crossed. I touch wood in anyway, because I didn't want to see that and have another year in this fucking league. We need to get out of this league. Pider's joined. Alright, Pider, mate. He's a channel member. Nice to see. Yeah, the link's in the description if you want to do that. He says, hi GILESY, who do you think will be the captain next season? We need a good leader. Alright mate, do you know what? We still haven't got a leader. Job up with McGeady is skill and ability. Best player in my opinion in the Sunderland team. And do you know what? He was my player this season. I know I never really done a video on that. A lot of people pick Charlie White for his 30-odd goals, but for me, it was McGeady. He's the best player in this league, and we need to get him to sign this contract. I know it's close. I know it's that he's more or less going to do it, but if he does, I'll have a video out, so keep an eye out for that. Mark's dropped back in. He says he'll be better next season. I think he will. Watson's dropped in the chat and says hopefully Elliot Embleton will get his chance. Do you know what? McGeady's not like a captain. He's a really good. He's probably one of our. Well, listen, he's our best player, but I wouldn't say he's a captain. We need like a Roy Keane, Kevin Ball type, you know, who's gonna scream and shout, organise the defence, organise the forwards, midfield. Just a proper out and out beast of a man. We haven't got that at the team. I don't think Winchester's like that. Obviously, Elliot Embleton's not. He's like a forward attacking player. He hasn't got that in him, not like to scream at other players. And our defence, I would, instead of Max Power, he did try to be captain, but I didn't think anybody listened to him last season. You know what I mean? We should have probably given it to Bailey Wright, in my opinion. Back then, now, I don't know. I think we might bring somebody in to be the captain, because I cannot see anyone at that club who's got that animal streak in him, you know what I mean, who's going to scream and shout, organise the defence, organise the midfield, like I was just saying. I cannot see anyone at the club who's like that. Maybe, no, I cannot see it. I cannot see it. Probably be Bailey Wright at the minute for me. Comment below who you would give the captaincy to if we haven't signed any before the first pre-season game, which would be criminal if we haven't. Who would you sign? Sorry, who would you give the captaincy to? Elliot Embleton will get a lot of game time. Will get a lot of time next season. Macam Talk says until someone else comes in, Bailey Wright. That's what I've just said. So a few people saying that Bailey, they would give the captaincy to Bailey Wright until somebody else comes in. I would just love it if we could sign like an experienced midfielder who's, you know, a bit like a Roy. I'm not saying we're going to bring a Roy Keane down, like if somebody like a Roy Keane or a Kevin Ball, you know what I mean. I know that they were levels above this league, but somebody from, say, the Championship who will push the team on when we see a draw or we're getting beat, push us on to get that equaliser or push us on to victory. We need that type of player. I'm not necessarily seeing a player who can go and get a goal or out like that, but who can spur others on for us to go and get the victory. For me, we need that in our team. Right, I'll quickly move this image off. Stuart can come down to there. I'll put my lineup back up because, you know, a player who didn't get much. A player for me who didn't get. Have I got him on here? 2 minutes. I'll see if I can get him up on the screen. Have I got him? Carney. Oh, it's gone too fast. Nah, I didn't put him up. I should have put more images up. I will next time. But for me, a player who didn't get much. Well, he did get a bit game time compared to likes of Diamond. Is Carl Winchester. I think with Grant Ledbetter, I think Lee Johnson did rely a lot on Grant Ledbetter, and he kept playing him. Didn't get us wrong near the end. He put Winchester in, or he changed it up. He changed it up too fucking much for me. He changed it up far too much. But I think Carl Winchester he looked a good player for me, and I think he was going to be Grant Ledbetter's replacement, like a defensive holding midfielder. But please, I hope to God next season he plays just one defensive midfielder, because at times we had 3 defensive midfielders on the pitch, man, and it just wasn't working, and we were going 4-2-2, and it was shit. It was horrendous. So for me, I just hope we'll put Winchester in there, just in front of the defence, and then the other 2 players attacking players. Do you know what? Elliot Emberton, for me, will be in there. He'll be in the starting 11. Then he'll have the likes of Hawks, or he's going to bring in an experienced player, and Hawks and Kimbioka will get a look in. You know, it's for me. I would like to say that lineup there in the first game. Obviously, if we can get all the players in there, we'll have a look at them as well. But we didn't get us round with this. Is just the first game, the first pre-season game. We have to give the youth a chance. And for me, I when Kimbioka was in the starting lineup, and what game was it? What was it? I can't go on after. I quickly let you know. But when Kimbioka got a game against Sunderland, his first team, he got in the first team. He looked exciting. He looked a prospect for us. I'll quickly get him up. See if I can tell. I can't remember off the top of my head. I can't remember off the top of my head what game it was when he made his first appearance. I didn't know his first goal. It was Coventry in a 1-1, and where he got the equaliser. He did basically. See if I can find when he made his appearance. Obviously, it was for Sunderland. Right, quickly give us a look. Oh shite! I went on the wrong thing. Right, here it's here. Personal life, no personal club career. It was as a substitute in the EFL Trophy tie against Stoke under 21s. I'm on about the league. Right, that was it. It was October 2018. He made his first League One appearance against Peterborough, coming on for Jerome Sinclair. Remember him? Jerome Sinclair in the 92nd minute. And then his next appearance was in the EFL Trophy again in a victory over Carlisle United. And then he got his goal against Coventry. But for me, that's a lineup I would like to see. Obviously, I keep saying, I'm going to write back. Helemaji is meant to have still been injured. I thought he would have been fit for pre-season. I'm sure I read somewhere he was going to be fit, but a few people have said that he's not, apparently. So that would be a bit of a shame, really, for me. And then Patterson. Patterson's obviously been promoted to the first team. Where am I going back? What? Cameron Mayer. Thanks for dropping in. He's just said there about Helemaji. I'm just getting onto him there. He apparently he's still injured. There's only a few this is just other supporters on Twitter. I was sure he was going to be fit for pre-season or ready to get involved in the first team in pre-season. I'm sure he was, but apparently he's meant to be still injured. A few people said he's still. Two people said he was still injured. So I'm not 100% on that. Denver Hume, I can see him signing a new contract. I didn't think he'll move on. I think he's still got unfinished business at Sunderland. He's improved a lot, and he improved when he come in and he got fit, and then he was getting in our Callum McFadzean, who was fucking diabolical. I didn't even care. He was terrible, and he come in and done a job. Denver Hume, and he improved, like I was saying. So looking at that, Denver Hume, that Helemaji was, he was meant to be one to watch for the season. Not just from us, from other clubs. We're saying he's meant to be a good prospect. We've got to keep an eye on him. And then he got that big injury. Obviously, barely right in there. I would still sign another centre half, to be honest, because we were left thin at defence. Obviously, we haven't got a right back. Patterson comes in for me. Our Lee Burge makes too many mistakes. One too many for me, and he cost us points after points for. So I'd give Patterson a chance in pre-season. If he impresses, he's our number one for me. Then you've got to look at the midfield, like I've seen. I'll quickly go back on the chat, see what people are saying. I think we are slow into bringing players in. That's from John Small. And John, I totally agree with you. I think a lot of people do say didn't worry, but this Sunderland's done this too many times. over the years. We've left it too late. Look at the Will Grigg situation. I know we've got much better owners and Speckman on the board and Lee Johnson, and they're not looking to do that anymore, but I still think we shouldn't be leaving it this late. Other clubs are digging really good business, i.e. MK Dons. Who did they bring in? I think I wrote it down here. Oh, I must have tossed the paper away. Oh, who was it? Oh, no, there. MK Dons, they've got a really good player in Scott Fraser, who we've apparently linked with, and they've just signed Scott Twine, who done outstanding for Swindon. Even though they went down, he was a standout star player for them, and they've just signed them. Ipswich, they're making moves, and I think Sunderland now need to start making moves, or we didn't want to be left behind. We really can't afford to be in this league another year after this, because I think most Sunderland supporters will just give up hope. Benoe has dropped in, says, good day Jazzy, good stream, great stream. Oh, thanks mate, thanks for dropping in and all. He's another channel member. You can see his little badge he's got there. I'm going to try and sort the badges out so they're much better, like see a bit more personalised to the channel. But cheers for dropping in mate, all the way from Australia. And there's Pider as well. He's dropped back on with another chat. He's another one. He says, who became the player of the year in League One? Oliver from Gillingham. He's a good player. At least. Is at least with that Wemmer. What was his name? Was it Oliver Jordan? Oliver Jordan from Gillingham. I remember. Oh, where am I? I remember when we drew 2-2 with them. There was a lot of long balls. Like they were very direct with the way they were playing, but that suited their play, and they done really well against us. And he stood out for me when he was getting down that wing. And I say then again, it was McFadzean. Everybody just sussed McFadzean, gone down that wing, and they just attacked him. And that's what that Oliver done. And he caused a lot of problems for us that game. And he could be one to look at. I'm sure it was him. Yes, Forest FCFC's just become a member. There he's there. Nice one, mate. Cheers. And all guns back into the channel, whatever we do. I'm going to start, for me channel members, I'm going to start digging a bit more behind the scenes stuff. Just more about my life, really. Like if I'm in the house or something, I'm watching the game, I'll put a daft little thing on the community, but it's just for the member. Oh, but thanks then anyway for that, mate. Nice one. Keisha Cameron Jude says, what do you all think about Terrell Thomas, who we are linked with? Well, for me, Keisha, I didn't want to be looking at him simply because, do you know who I prefer? Piggott from EFC Wimbledon rather than him from Wimbledon. Simply because I didn't want to be I didn't want to be bringing in a defender. I know he looks good, he looks massive, a monster, class unit, brick wall he would look like at the back, but he's in a defence who leaked a lot of goals, and Wigan, without, like, if it weren't for Piggott, would have got relegated, and he was in that defence. So for me, I wouldn't bring him in. I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't want him. No, simply because he was in a defence who leaked a lot of goals, and basically that's why Wigan, AFC Wimbledon were down the bottom half of the table. And if it weren't for like the likes of Piggott, even Dobson meant to have done a good job for them in getting them out of the bottom half, out the relegation zone. I knew they wouldn't get relegated. I've got a friend who's a commentator, like a YouTube friend who's a commentator, and he commentates on AFC Wimbledon in the ground, like on radio. It's called Michael. Shout out if you're watching, Michael. I was telling him when I was on a podcast with him, and I was saying, you're not going down. I thought that had too much in Piggott, and I was right. Dobson went on loan, and they pulled out of the relegation zone. They pulled away from it. So for me, I like I was saying, no, I didn't want to bring in a defender who was a bottom half. I wouldn't buy a defender from the bottom half of the table who nearly got relegated. You know what I mean? There's a reason why they leaked a lot of goals, and he's been at the heart of it with being at the defence. Jesus fucking hell, I waffled on a lot there, like, didn't I? Right, back on the chat. Love the badge. You get the season ticket. Why, yeah, mate, I'm going to try. Who was that? Cameron May. I'm going to try and get into as many away games as I possibly can as well. I've already looked at a few away games, which I should have really put up on there when I was looking at going away. I think I didn't want. Do you know what? It's one of them. Like, I didn't think the Bayern would want to go into somewhat absolute miles away. Like, the drive would just ease in. I'm going to try and drag them to a few, like, but I think it's MK Dons. It's like Essex we on it. MK Dons. I think that's the furthest I was talking about, and he's like, oh, that's about it for me. But if he wants to come anymore and he's not bothered about the drive, I'll try and get him as. I think I looked at about 12 or 13 away games, and obviously every home game, because I've got a season ticket, I'll be renewing it. So about 12 or 13 games I'll try and get away. Fingers crossed. Back on the chat. In case you come and Jude said it's alright, don't worry about the GILESY. I totally agree with you about Tyrrell. He does look, he looks a unit, you know what I mean? He does look like he's tall, physical, broad. He looks like a proper good solid centre back rather than little 09, you know what I mean? I'd rather have him in there than 09, even though 09 did well. That's what I'll say about that. Right, moving back onto the images, what we're going to be looking at next. Just for people who's just rejoined, I'll just quickly go over a few things what we've talked about, just simply because people's just dropped back in. And if you haven't, hit the thumbs up, follow us on Twitter, because I've got the most deadest Twitter in YouTube history. Do you know what? A few, I didn't even want to see it because I didn't care, but I might later see how I feel. What one now? That's alright. 24 people watching, considering there's the Euros are on and there's not really to talk about regarding Sunderland because they've not brought anybody in still. But what's your opinions on them? Comment below your opinion of us not getting anybody in yet, and I'll mention it. Right, we'll talk about it. Right, where we're at. I think I'll talk about this one because we haven't really. I did talk about it briefly in the beginning, but let's see this one here, Dobson. We'll mention him again, as somebody in the chat was talking about AFC Wimbledon. If you've only just dropped in, we were talking about Dobson earlier, and I was saying that he is going to get released from Sunderland. We're looking at it, just getting him out the door. And AFC Wimbledon did offer him a contract, which I think he's crazy to turn down. He wanted more money, and he said no to that contract, where I think he should have took it, because this is his level really, and I think AFC Wimbledon would have been a good shout for him, but he's apparently he's turned down the contract. When he was at Sunderland, he ran about like a headless chicken. There was plenty of effort, but there was no quality with him. He was always sideways and backwards, and he scored one goal and he took it well, but for me, Dobson, there was no quality there. There was no forward player, no direct player, and for me, he has to. Obviously, Sunderland agree with this as well because they're going to release him. But I wish him all the best in the future, and I hope he does get a club where what he wants, and they give him the money what he wants. But AFC Wimbledon is not for him. Quickly move that back away. Like I was saying, players. I've got a few signings we'll talk about, or I would like to get in talk about. Quickly going back to the chat, there's a few more people dropped in. If you can do us a favour, share the link on Twitter, social medias, and it helps people get to see that we're live. Philip God says should get some money in. Can't we sell? Sharky's dropped in. He says hi. Back further up, Forrester FCFC says I'm waiting for my season ticket coming through in the post. bought one but gave it a miss last season. Well, I kept mine on because I always had hope that we could get in basically more games than what we did. We only got that one game, didn't we? And that was Lincoln. But I went to the Lincoln game. I done like a little vlog. It was a shit vlog. Really, I should have done a bit better. But I'll improve. Didn't get us wrong. I'll improve. It's basically building me confidence up. Now, vlogging in front of like obviously all the fans. I know like a load of other people can just go in there, record the day, and not have any problems about it. Well, I'm a bit nervous about doing it, but that, you know what? The more I dig it, the better I'll become. And I need to get myself a better vlogging camera, because basically all I'm digging is using the phone, and the quality's not the best. So once I can afford a vlogging camera, I'll get a better vlogging camera. I've just got a better big green screen, so persuading the missus to get a vlogging camera, what's about 200-300 quid. That's a no-no at the minute, especially after I've just got the green screen. Oh, it's warm in this room, I keep saying it. But where that Philip God said, can we sell? Are you on about Dobson? I'm sure you're on about Dobson. I'm not 100%, but if you're on about Dobson, I think he's still under contract with Sunderland, so I'm assuming we could. But apparently, reports coming out that we're just going to release him. So we just want him off the books, basically. That's if you're on about Dobson. Philip just commented back on there saying, yeah, Dobson. You should therefore be the best production value. What? He says you therefore have the best production value SCFC YouTube channel. Oh well, that's yeah. You know, well, I'll take that as a compliment, because when I see like other YouTubers and other Sunderland fans, I very rarely get mentioned, and I think that's simply because I haven't been digging it as long as other people have. Like, I think I've been digging it. Well, actually, come to think about it, I've been digging it as about a year coming up. I haven't even been digging it a year. I think it's a year in the end of July. Well, seriously, like I haven't been digging it properly, without dropping off it for a couple of weeks like I used to do before. Then I'd started up. I've been digging it seriously since I think it was when we signed Hilamaji. Funny enough, it was when we signed him, and I'd done a video on it, and then literally I didn't do now for a month, and I think we went into lockdown. And with being in lockdown, I thought, you know what, I'll give this a go properly, and I'll stick to it, and I have done ever since. So it's been about a year, so it's not. We've grew the channel. I think it's about. Last time I checked, we were on 2,042 subscribers. For I think about. Well, I say about 10 months. That's not that bad. I'm really over the moon with that. So, but like I was saying, I didn't get like a lot of people didn't really even know I'm digging it. If just go and have a look at me followers on Twitter, I think I've got about 580 odd. So I just need to keep digging it, get my name out there more. Probably going on a few people's channels more often, and then obviously boost, my profile basically. Whoop. Have you seen that man off the green screen? On my chair. And I think I need a wider green screen because my hands disappear. But it's just all about improving and getting better and better. And with time and experience, and I'll keep getting better. Obviously, I've got to do a load of research on League One, other clubs, teams. I got that right. Other clubs, teams, fucking hell. And our players they assign, and just get better research and bring better content, basically. And obviously, I'm going to try and involve people who watch as well, like loyal supporters of the channel who watch. But let's get back on the chat, because I've been waffling on for a bit. Do you know about Phillips? He says that it's great production value and graphics. He say, I haven't got the best. If you go and have a look at, you probably already know if you watch YouTube and you're watching me, you'll probably watch this person. It's Mark Goldbridge. if you look at his studio, I want something like that, because the way he's got it, it's perfect. Mine's not that bad, but I want it like his, but obviously Sunderland themed. So I built this all myself, like the studio, and I would prefer something like his. It looks a bit better, you know what I mean? Few shelves in the background or something with I don't know. I see oh, that's what I'm going to do. You've given us an idea. I'm going to make a shelf over there, and I'm going to put the Papa John's trophy on a shelf over there. I might even put the FA Cup, 1973 FA Cup over there as well. Back on the chat, Pider channel member says, agree, Philip. GILESY is the best son on YouTube. It's all about opinions. And Benoe's back on, who's the latest player we're linked with. It's this fella, mate. He's called Viv Solomon Otterbo. He's from Wigan. He's scored 2 goals, got 4 assists, and he's made 31 appearances. He was previous at Birmingham City, but there's Blackpool and Charlton sniffing around him. So are we going to get him, or is it just another one of these players who we're linked with? And is it going to be another week where we didn't sign anybody? So we need to start making moves, man. We really do. Forrester says he's off for a beer. And the Poland game, well, I'm exactly the same, mate. I've only just dropped on for an hour. I'll be back on, unless it's an England game. I'll be back on Friday. Then if it's an England game, it'll be Saturday. Just to let everybody know, I'm out of the moon for whoa, what's up with that? Back on. I thought Sunderland had tweeted there. I was just about to bring you some info, but they haven't. I had like a second. Well, what was I going to say again? Like I was saying, if there's an England game on a Friday, we'll dig it on a Saturday. But every Friday at 7 o'clock, I'll be religious. I'll be here digging it. So drop in, tell everybody, subscribe to the channel. That'd be much appreciated. Also, hit the thumbs up on this stream. Oh, but that Bushcraft Marco's dropped in, says Scotland was a good game yesterday. Well, we're shite one more, we just didn't turn up. It reminded us of the France game today. I watched France, the drew 1-1 with, was it Hungary? And that was a very similar game, but France did have more chances than Sunderland did against Scotland. I missed the Scotland game. I just seen the highlights. I was out busy. So I'll be here religiously on a Friday. Thanks to all the channel members who's dropped in, and thanks for everybody else who's left a comment and hit the thumbs up. And the people who just watch the stream, will be trying to get the studio like this. I'll try and sort the gremlins out what I was having about the fucking when it was crashing and that. I think I will get that more times, 9 times out of 10. But anyway, I'm gonna be off to watch the Poland game. Let's see what that happens. Hopefully Lewandowski can start scoring. But anyway, thanks, much appreciated for you dropping in, and I'll see you in my next live stream